Sideline of goal! Late winner's doing it! They're gonna take it! He's gonna bring down Birdie! Alone with a double kill! Dropping fast! Final points there! He's still alive! Wait, second slide! He's got one side! He's got a second! He's taking it! They're overtime! On three! They're all dead!
Welcome back, boys and girls. We've got Game 2 of this first best-of-3 series tonight for the Summit 2 SEA Playoffs by G2A.com. I'm Zyori, that's Gods, and your Aussie brothers are about to get slapped around once again here, Parker.
Yeah, they did well to get to the playoffs. That's the line I'm going to go with. They've had some good showings. Almost broke through Invasion yesterday, but I mean, there may be an end for the road to them. They're not out yet, though. We're not going to count them out.
Certainly not. It was an okay game. I think they, as we talked about at the end of that one, they handled it pretty well. They could have done some things better. Obviously, they didn't win, but that Naga was getting pretty far, and KP was doing a pretty good job creating some space.
Yep. The team's got some talent. They've definitely got some potential, and I think they just need to refine some of their their strategy so that they're not always playing from behind and maybe take a few more risks in the early to mid-game, but
it does feel like they almost thrive playing from behind. That's almost every game I've seen. They get down and then they just kind of scrap their way. They're a very scrappy team. That's how I would describe them almost. But all right, let's see what's going on here.
Reserve time.
Naga again, back-to-back. This time it'll be first picked by Team Malaysia. So, Mushi Naga Siren, anyone?
No.
KYXY Naga Siren, everyone?
Radiant
Mushi
team
could play Naga
picked.
Siren to save his life.
No, that would be fun.
I think that'd be game losing. I think that'd be it's fun to flame Mushi every now and then just because the guy's so goddamn good. So any chance to flame him, you take because you don't get many. But
that's certainly true.
Yeah, that's not a Mushi hero.
Well, either way, all the Nagas will be a first pick Void and second pick Lion for the Can't Say Whips. So
10 seconds
with the
remaining.
Void, Malaysia will grab Skywrath Mage as perhaps a minor denied pick.
5 seconds
But interesting
remaining.
that they pick up the Lion and not the Skywrath. So maybe Whip's trying to deny Net his Lion here.
time.
Sort of an interesting opener.
And also pick it like kind of the same approach as Malaysia, where you pick it against the Naga Siren.
Okay.
Use the mana drain and the Hex. You've got 2 good spells for insta-killing illusions, and often those illusions are coming in one at a time to either creep skip or just to harass you, and then the second one comes in to continue the harass, because sending in 2 at a time is just like inefficient, which is where mana drain is really good against them. So.
Okay, well, the
Dire
Whips here, they'll
team
grab
pick.
Ogre Magi with their third pick, so 2 very aggressive supports. Should be able to get a good bit of work done here. Lots of stuns, lots of damages.
They like their Ogre, and that's their support duo doesn't really reveal much. The Void he's flex, he can go off lane, top, mid if he wants to.
Yeah.
He can go all 3 lanes, like no big deal.
Very, very aggressive supports. That is a lot of potential
10
burst damage.
seconds remaining.
Yeah. Somewhat level dependent at the same time though, so they want to be
5
getting
seconds remaining.
off to. If we talk about, it, they need to get off to a pretty good start. So we'll see.
Reserve time.
Well, Mushi's sticking to his guns here with this Huskar Riki first and second ban nonsense.
Yeah,
So
it's just that it's nonsense.
he's holding true. I find it interesting also that it's those 2 heroes. It doesn't rotate at all with throwaway bans. Those are his 2. These are my heroes that no one picks that I will be
Radiant
Put it
banning
in like
every
a
game.
sniper at some point or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's very adamant that it's the Husker Riki who are like. I don't know if he's making a statement saying these are the 2 worst heroes in the game right now. I think Riki may actually be one of the worst heroes in the game right now.
You know, I was talking to Merlini about that, and it's tricky right now of who's the actual worst in competitive.
I would put Riki definitely up there in like bottom 3 to bottom 5 for
bottom
sure.
3. I think Spirit Breaker is
10
a little bit
seconds
better now.
remaining.
He's not your
A
obvious
little, yeah.
choice.
The charge being more
He's-
spammable, and I mean teams are
5
picking him.
seconds
Yeah.
So
remaining.
the American Snar love to pick him.
Yeah, I think he's still okay.
Chaos Knight's still pretty.
Reserve time.
I would put Chaos Knight. That's
I know.
where I think
Syndrome
Brian
will disagree.
Yeah,
on that.
Syndrome will disagree. I think Brian told me that Chaos Knight would probably be his choice because
He's
there's
6.81 patch, and also because of like the play style back then, where teams would snowball off towers. CK was such a useless hero.
and
Maybe slightly better now.
Now you see CK by himself almost never picked. He's almost always picked with a Wisp, and if you have a Wisp, there's just heroes that are better. I mean, like Tiny is when paired with a Wisp, I think is just straight up better than CK. Does more damage, pushes easily, more easily, farms better, just all around a better
Dire
package. So.
team
Husker's
pick.
a really curious hero because I feel like There's been 1 or 2 games where I remember the old Fnatic team picked him up once against Alliance and just like it was like the most beastly Husker performance I'd ever seen. They just couldn't kill him. Like Alliance had a kind of fairly heavy magic damage lineup was the problem, but you could be 4th or 5th picking this hero into magic damage lineups, and
Yes.
he could be viable, I feel, but he's just not quite there.
Yeah, I would put
10
Huskar low,
seconds
but
remaining.
as sort of as Merlini mentioned to me once, at least Huskar does something really well. He
5
does a lot of
seconds
damage. So if you
remaining.
build a draft around him, he has a support structure. You can grave him or heal him up, or cleanse him
Reserve
with
time.
a Nephotic shield or so. Can still be a very powerful hero. So yeah,
Radiant
I don't
team.
know.
I think there's a
Bad.
few really kind of shitty supports nowadays too, which
Mhm.
just aren't good. And even like as you could argue, like CM is like a bottom tier hero almost.
Yeah, she's the aura is like kind of her big thing, but I guess she farms the jungle okay. If she can
10
get that
seconds
Midas, she
remaining.
can
Yeah.
scale. She can do some pretty big damage towards the late game.
5 seconds
Rubik's
remaining.
pretty bad nowadays, I'd say. There's a few sad heroes that just don't get to
Reserve
see much
time.
play.
Honestly, Lesh is still pretty bad. Lesh is
very
still pretty assy.
situational. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the game's pretty balanced right
10
now.
I'm gonna
though.
stick with
There
Ricky.
isn't-
I think
remaining.
Ricky may actually be the worst hero in the game.
Okay.
At least as
5
far as
seconds
competitive play
remaining.
goes, but
Yes, competitive, not pubs.
there is no place for Ricky. Like you can play that. I think it's kind of like a
Dire
crappier
team
version of a
ban.
bounty hunter if you want to play that like 4-position harassing like
yeah.
off lane, like the way Pilot I would play bounty hunter. You can kind of do the same thing with Ricky, but
Except Bounty Hunter actually makes your team farm better and
yeah,
a little more
It's-
bursty. It's weird. I like the Riki changes, but they're
10
just.
seconds
I think you could
remaining.
pair Riki with a Wisp and he could be annoying, but there's just again a CK syndrome.
Radiant
There's just so many
team
better
pick.
heroes. But looking at these picks here, Malaysia they get some team fighters. They get the Witch Doctor with their 3rd and grab the Sea Cucumber, Tide Hunter. Big Ravages coming out. The Whips they get Puck with their 4th choice, and ooh, there you go. Last pick Razor.
Dire team pick.
A lot of damage for the Whips this game.
So you meant 2D has had a few games of Puck, so
mm-hmm.
probably going to be the Puck off lane.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think probably Puck off lane, Razor
I
mid,
guess-
safe lane, Void.
Yeah, I mean, you could offlane the Void, Puck mid, and Razor safe lane at the same time. So
Well, let's see. Does
2D had one game of Void. I remember
does
seeing
2D
earlier.
play Void?
He had one game if you go far enough back.
Yes.
10 seconds
3 months ago, he
remaining.
played a few games of Void.
I think you want the Razor safe lane
5
because
seconds
against the
remaining.
Tide, take the free damage. You can. That's the one hero who does best against the Tide. So maybe that puts Void
Reserve
off lane.
time.
Even
Okay.
Void mid against Naga. If you want to keep the puck off lane, you can do Void mid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Void against Naga is not
It's-
too bad.
It's just like a let's straight farm kind of fest. Although
Right.
Puck versus Naga is the same thing. I think Void does just as well as Puck. Puck just controls the lane because you can spam it out and grab runes. Whereas Void, it's like, well, you'll probably end up with the same CS as a Puck would, but you're not putting as much pressure on the
Mhm.
towers and the runes.
Yeah. Well, Malaysia have some options here. I doubt they'll aggro try, but an option with these 2 aggressive supports if they want to grab a nice aggressive core here.
Yeah, I guess they don't know what the
But
lanes are going to
probably-
be. If they
yeah.
knew Tide was against a Void, maybe they would do something like that.
Yeah, but no, I think the KYXY Naga, do they usually safe lane that, or does he go mid? 'Cause I know they kind of rotate around where KYXY and Mushi end up laning.
They do both depending on the... I think they've done more safe lane from...
Yeah,
off the
I
top of
feel
my head.
that's what I would say also. KYXY safe lane Naga is probably the right choice, and there you go. Mushi
Mushi
will
picks
take a
himself
Storm
Storm.
Spirit.
Team pick.
It's just one of those I feel like Mushi's like, yeah, I want to play Storm.
Yeah.
We have not seen Storm in so long.
It's an okay Storm game here. There's silence on the pucks, stuns on the line, and Ogre. It's
Chronosphere, like this is...
definitely
yeah,
not
not
a
great.
good game for Storm.
It's...
I've seen
if you're a
worse
good
Storm lineups.
You can pull it off.
Yeah, I think if one of these other supports with a Skywrath, I'd be like, what are you thinking, dude? But Waning Rift is, it's annoying against the Storm Spirit, but it's not quite on that Ancient Seal level of just,
Yep.
why did you pick Storm Spirit? Like, it just shuts that hero down so hard. It's kind of gross.
So that probably puts Naga safe lane. Storm can safe lane as well if we're going to get the guaranteed farm, but...
Mm-hmm. Storm's in a weird place right now. I've seen some teams picking him, like Matumba
10
Man comes to
seconds
mind.
remaining.
He's played him a fair bit for the 4 anchors.
5
Trixie's team.
seconds remaining.
Who else has played? There's somebody else that's been picking Storm a little bit here and there, and it hasn't really been working so well. He's just still that same snowbally force. If he gets a lot of momentum,
Yeah.
gets like a 15-minute Orchid, gets solo picks, then it's just like, all right, well, Storm won the game, and feels more often than not he's either forced into a BKB or the Orchid gets really delayed, and then you just have this liability Storm Spirit zipping around that can't really do anything.
And because the snowballing in general was nerfed in the 6.82, it's made Storm kind of worse because teams can catch up so easily with like one mistake. In the past, like someone makes a mistake, you get caught up in an item or two. It's like it's not the end of the world, but yeah. Nowadays Storm kind of falls off a bit hard in the late game in some ways if you itemize correctly. So
yeah, he's sort of like a position 1 Mirana, where it works really well if you get an early kill or you're like just a half an item ahead of your opponents, then the hero looks really impressive in that position. But if you don't have that momentum, don't have that kind of farm positioning, then it's just the complete opposite is true. But the nice thing here is that it's not going to be on Mushi's back to carry. They've got this Naga Siren, so KYXY, of course, will be on the 1, racking up all those last hits, and Helm of the Outcast. Interesting. The big Naga head.
oh yeah,
Rocking that like...
I think that's one that Miracle had one which had all the autographs of the Malaysia players, which was kind of funny.
Oh, really?
And he had a custom name, and it was called Headache. So I like that.
That's pretty good.
I think that was back from when he was playing with the former Malaysia players. So
She's got a sense of humor, huh?
so
Tidehunter rocking a bit of a boat.
the pirate hat's definitely the way to go with the Tide.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the pirate set. It's pretty awesome. Although I also do like there's a couple of them that you can stack on top of each other, like the one where you have the shark head and then the steering wheel, or you can do the shark head and the squid hat. It looks like the shark is kind of eating the squid. You do all sorts of fun stuff.
He's Ohio's lucky dagger on his Tide.
Whoa.
Nini's blessing, Go-Go TI4. I think a certain lucky lady may have gifted this to Ohio.
Wow.
I mean, I assume Nini's a girl. Who knows? But
It's hard to say. Nini, that's somewhat ambiguous. But, Ohio's lucky dagger. We'll see if it comes in luck here. What do we have going on here, gods? Radiant side. Get us started with some introductions.
Right.
We got the Aussies here.
yeah, the Aussies. Well, the non-Aussie going to be going up top lane. Tootie on the puck. Mid lane. KP will be on the mid void, putting Risk on the support Ogre Magi. Musica will be playing a safe lane Razor, and Godot on the line, down bottom supporting, and CSW standard defensive tri lane, do their pulls, zone out the offlaner, get their farm. Like this is just classic CSW.
Nothing crazy about it. KP will be racking up the farm, and good call on that faceless mid. We'll see how it ends up working out. Goes Quelling Blades, Stout Shield, Slippers, and a couple of pooled Tangos. Curious if we'll see a bottle on
30
Void this game.
seconds
I want to
to
say
battle.
doubtful, but
I think
possible.
doubtful.
Yeah.
You don't benefit from the bottle mana regen at all. He'll rush the poor man's shield and then maybe goes Aquila. But I think you just rush your Treads Mask of Madness even.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. The nice thing about grabbing the bottle is just so you can hold runes, since you're in access to the runes. It's not really for the mana regen, just so you can get a haste and hold it, or an illusion, or what have you, and kind of use it appropriately.
Look at
The
Malaysia.
battle
It's the
begins.
Sentry Ward that plagued invasion on this hill. And they put it in the right spot. This is the spot that he was using yesterday. He did this like two of the 3 games are on Radiant, and he put this ward every single time, and the Sentry missed by putting it too far to the right. Like they put the Sentry here, and the Observer was over here. Malaysia saw that and they're like, we're not going to fuck this up. Guess
That's
what?
so
You fucked
funny.
it up. The Observer ward's at top lane in the jungle. A very weird spot for the offlaner, but end of the day, your offlane ward, the main thing is just don't get dewarded. Do a different spot every game, and that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be a successful ward. That's really funny, though. You kind of had to be there yesterday to see the warding struggles, but that was pretty hysterical. Dire side, we've got Team Malaysia up 1-0 in this best-of-3 series. It'll be Ohio offlane on the Tidehunter mid. That'll put KYXY on the Naga Siren, so they will switch things up a bit. Net will take the Skywrath Mage. Mushi will be their safe lane farmer on the Storm Spirit, and that puts their stand-in Kenshi on the Witch Doctor here in the jungle.
Early pulls should get the double pull through, and we'll see the same from both teams. There is a block onto this double pull, so Malaysia going to look to Ohio's going to give them a bit of a rough time. Even just a Sentry Ward means that this single pull is going to push out the lane, and Ohio should get some experience off of this.
Yeah, this is one of the most irritating ward spots here, because you have to chew through, I think, at least 2 trees to get to it if you want to try and deward.
And I don't think CSW scatter, because if they scatter, they can at least stack the small camp, and then you deny most of the creep wave. But they didn't figure it out, and Yeah, now they got this big creep wave going the way of Ohio.
Yeah, rather
bad.
Rather unfortunate for CSW and Ohio. Yeah, almost level 2. He's doing all right. He'll be patient. Mid lane, KYXY doing a lot of work on KP. Void will catch up now, but he tanks some decent damage from this Nagi. He opens with a 1-1-1 build. I would guess he'll go pretty aggressive here, put some priority into time lock, but just curious in general about what they have in store for this solo mid Void.
So he's had a bit of a rough time also because the courier went bottom with sentries, where he wanted to get the fast poor man shield and extra tangos maybe. Well, he actually already got the extra tangos, but constant Riptide harass, and they haven't found the sentry. It's in range. Oh, they're going to miss it again. They think it's an observer ward as well. Like this, by the time they maybe find this, it's already expired. This is a wasted 200 gold. They're wasting tangos. They're going to go back on this replay and be like, that's a cool spot they maybe haven't seen before.
Yeah,
they're pinging it.
Now they ping, but Godaddy's only got 2 tangos. All right, that'll make it happen.
He sees it's a sentry and he's like, man, what a waste of money and
they
time.
used 2 sentries on this.
It was,
oh man.
That was going to expire at about the 3-minute mark. Like,
all right, not the best start here for this Radiant safe lane, that's for sure. Dire side, they've had it pretty easy. Nothing blocked here. They'll do some pull-throughs, and Net halfway through level 2. Kenshi finally finds his, and Mushi's just racking up the CS. 17 and 9.
Yeah, he's not much this poor puck can do. He's just trying to get levels, but getting completely zoned out of the lane. Whereas Tide, he's almost level 4. Good start for Team Malaysia here. Even mid lane, it's going really well. KYXY is a little bit behind on CS, but he's actually more farm than the Void, I'd say, because Void has had to buy 2 sets of extra tangos. He's already chewed through, I think, a full set of 4, and he just brought this second set out. So in theory, KYXY is actually far more, even though he has less CS.
Yeah. And this is where having that bottle on Void that I mentioned can kind of come in handy. It's not really that easy for you to control the runes, but there's at least a little bit of merit to having that spammable regen.
Maybe you just bottle Crow, because you can't really push out the lane with Time Walk, but hey, you bottle Crow, you just don't leave the lane, and you let Naga take runes if you have to.
Exactly. There comes a point where if you're just chewing through tangos, the bottle is just a better value, you know, and as we've seen, being able to hold runes through that mid-game can be pretty important. Either way, curious how they'll exactly use this Void in terms of movements as well, if they'll keep him in lane or when he'll start getting a little more aggressive. Ohio, down bottom, finds a bounty rune, will get punished a bit for it, gets stunned up, and, well, the tanky Tide will be just fine, has to chew through a few tangos, but the off lanes are really the big disparity. 2D finally gets level 2, but Puck just getting completely zoned out. No last hits other than denies, and just not an easy lane for this Fairy Dragon.
And playing off lanes, it's like a fine art. Like the smallest of things matter. Like for Ohio, it was that sentry ward which didn't get found, messing up the double pull mid lane though.
Yeah.
Rotation is not going to do too much, and they're not finding a kill off of this.
Yeah, luckily for KYXY, Ohio was nearby. He was on the high ground, and CSW weren't quite ready for the Tide to come in. He didn't have to do much besides just be there and make his presence known. Grabs a point in Gush, so he can participate if need be, but 2D up top gets silenced. Net comes in, and this could be your first blood. Do they have the damage? Beautiful phase shift as the cast comes flying through, and they can't find the kill, but a close one. If that stun had connected, I think that would have been a dead Puck.
Yeah, luckily just level 1 Ancient Seal, so... I wonder if Skywrath will even consider maxing Ancient Seal over Arcane Bolt. Maybe a good game to do it against. Puck, Void. Yeah, mostly even just those 2 heroes alone, having the extra duration on Silence could make it be a nice little difference.
Yeah. Kenshi going for the standard Witch Doctor build here. No points in the Maledict, but recently I've seen Witch Doctors kind of experimenting out and not going straight for that Voodoo Restoration, and some of them prioritizing the Cursed Ground. But Kenshi not one of them this game.
No. Right. He's been pretty solid though. Like his Wraith King last game was good. Like for his standard, he's played really well as a support.
Yeah. Would not have noticed that it was a stand-in if I didn't know better.
Yeah.
Mid lane, Void could be going for a Midas. Gloves of Haste picked up. Could just be fast treads into the Mask of Madness as you talked about, and I think maybe more likely, but...
KP likes his Midases. I think
little suspect.
I think you're on point there that this will be a Midas. It's just, you get so much offensive capabilities from the Midas as Void with the extra attack speed, more time locks in Chronosphere, more overall damage. It's a good item. And I think maybe when he gets that, we'll see like Lion or Ogre come mid and look for a gank with the Chronosphere. He'll have he's already level 7, so he'll have max time lock in just a second here, which is a lot of damage output for Chronosphere.
Yeah, this is sort of becoming the new popular build on Void as I see it. More often than not, time lock getting the priority. And praying to RNGesus. Down bottom, Ohio may find himself in a rough situation as the Ogre coming around the tree line thinking about some initiation. Tide will get level 5, and maybe that means a 3rd point in Kraken Shell. Well, he's going to hang on to it, but in comes Risk, hits him with the Fire Blast. Now Godot's there, he's losing a lot of damage from the Razor, gets stunned up, Plasma Field, not enough to bring him down. Net will TP in. And they repel,
Mushi
now
as well.
Mushi, he'll clean it up. He finds the first blood on Godot, now Musica gets silenced. He'll get punished as well, double kill for the Storm Spirit. Great rotation from Mushi. And after all that, they keep the Tide Hunter alive.
That's a big punish. They weren't. I don't think they were killing the Tide anyways, which is where CSW make a big mistake going for that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about maybe getting a bit more aggressive in the early game, but they've got to kind of pick their battles. And picking their battle on an off-lane Tide who's already level
Dire's
5
bottom
is not
tower
one you
is
want to
under
try and
attack.
Yeah, especially against the Storm Spirit too. That's a hero that, even though he's in the safe lane, you don't really expect him to rotate. You know that he can. And, I mean, this is where we talked about Orchid timings during the draft. And Mushi, he already has an Oblivion Staff halfway, more than halfway to the next one. I mean, we're looking at more like 11 or 12-minute Orchid at this rate. Forget about 15. Yeah. And that snowball's going to get rolling pretty quick.
2D gets some XP at top lane because of the TPs, but at this point, Malaysia have already shut him down and slowed him down. And hey, Kenshi himself will take the free lane and get some farm and XP off of this. So I'd say, yeah, all around Malaysia quite happy for their Witch Doctor to actually get some farm and XP, get his level 6 nice and early.
Oh, yeah, most certainly. Now Mushi down bottom finds Godot, hops forward, and it's just an easy pickoff. Especially with the Skywrath on top, it's like a mini Orchid already with that Ancient Seal.
Yeah,
Mushi just brings him down.
9 to 10 minute Orchid even. He's got his second Oblivion Staff. He just needs another 700-800 gold. Very scary stuff.
Yeah.
There's a stack waiting for him. He's like, yeah, do you want this Naga? I kind of want it myself. This is like my Orchid, and Mushi's going to try and take it.
Yep, yeah, just a double stack here, but still exactly what the Doctor ordered. Tide is level 6 now. He's got just a 2 stack of Ancients to play with, but still some nice recovery farm there. And Naga in the mid. How are you looking, KYXY? Aquila Brown Boots, Bottle, and a Quelling Blade. Pretty straightforward stuff, but 9 minutes in, KYXY's farm, well, not too bad. 3.3k on net worth.
I feel like the teams who have seen do mid-void well, like I think Newbie have had done a few games of really where they played mid-void really well. There's almost always been a gank or two around the time Void hits like level 6, level 7. They also normally have a hero like a Skywrath, and there's the gank for me. KYXY is going to be the target. He's going to find the real one, finds it with that first bash, but he doesn't even come close to going down.
Yeah, he ignites an illusion, and now they'll turn it around.
Ravage.
KYXY sets it up. Ravage. Will they have enough damage? Storm's here, and there you go. Ohio gets hexed, but KP goes down first. Now 2D coming in. They get the kill on Ogre. 2D will get silenced. The zip forward. Pudding pop, says Mushi. And this is just a bloody disaster.
There's your Orchid. He's got the money for it, more or less. The Tier 1 tower will tip him over.
And they get the courier.
Radiant's middle tower
was
is
on it?
under attack.
This game is
Radiant
very
structures
like
are
this is a
fortified.
full-on snowball right now. Razor trying to just sit bottom farm mech, but
Dire's
everything else
bottom
is going
tower is
terrible.
under
Really
attack.
perfectly timed Ravage there from Ohio. Void went for the time walk after the sleep, but the
Radiant's
cast
middle
time
tower is under attack.
worked against him.
Oh, that was actually
Radiant's
the Dire
middle
courier that
tower
went down.
has
Pardon.
fallen.
Oh, okay. Not
So
bad.
that's not too bad. That's actually good for CSW. That's what I was looking. I was like, how are they still using it?
Dire's
Oh,
bottom
it's
tower
a Dire
is
miss
under
micro.
attack.
Okay. So yeah, Razor has his mech on the way. Is that actually the completed mech recipe? Yep, sure is. So
He's got to show up. I don't even know what he can do. at the
yeah,
same
I mean
time.
that's like one of those things. It's good, but already 4,000 golden XP behind, 10 minutes in, and
This puck's
Malaysia
about
have
to
it.
die. Storm's going to pick up his Orchid, TP top, and just solo kill this puck, I think.
Yeah,
That's the
calling it here. This is the like
He's gonna
a
see
pocket
this-
corner hole.
Like, you look around the map and you see a Puck. Puck thinks he's safe because he's got Orb, Phase Shift, and 10 stick charges, but I don't think that's the case. We'll see. Maybe 2's going to back off.
They're gonna go bottom here. Smoke rotation from Mushi net. So
Well,
good call, wrong lane. They go into Musica. Plenty of damage. There's all the silence, and he's not saying a damn word. Zip forward.
Where's the party?
Yep, Mech not going to save you from that, Parker.
Had to use his full mana pool. That's where I like the Puck kill would have been a bit much easier. He could have maybe used just about half his mana pool, but hey, there's Arcane Boots times 1. There's a second one. Well, actually, higher his on cooldown, but Lucio will just stick around his team and wait for the Arcane Boots to come up. Probably he's a bit mana stuff.
Up top, Coil comes out on the KYXY. Tootie doing some damage. Yeah, no song. Does have a
waits out
couple
the
stick
Coil.
charges.
Radiant's
though.
bottom tower is under
Doesn't actually
attack.
proc the Coil stun.
God, they can't even kill this naked Naga. She doesn't even have any items. Oh my gosh, this is just going from bad to worse. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Malaysia taking out this tier 1 tower, and this is the team Malaysia that we kind of expected coming into the playoffs. And
Radiant's
yesterday, they
bottom
didn't
tower has
quite seem to
fallen.
be this on point with their
Dire's
strategy and
middle tower
execution.
is
Here, they
under
just have a
attack.
very clear plan, and it's definitely going their way.
This was kind of them in game 2 against First Departure against the Naga Siren, and then, well, they got miracled, so...
Yep.
They didn't keep up this level of play was the problem. This time around, it looks like there's no slowing down Team Malaysia.
Yeah, KYXY goes back
Radiant's
mid-Ohio.
bottom
He'll head up
tower
top.
is under
Level 8
attack.
tied. Still about 500 gold off the Blink Dagger, but still has a Ravage at the ready. And with this big rotation from CSW, they might need to be a little careful. Malaysia could TP in and turn this around pretty quickly. TP on Mushi and Net, as well as
Radiant's bottom
KYXY.
tower
But here
is
we
under
go.
attack.
Initiation up top. KP comes in with the Chrono. Lots of follow-up damage. Can he get off a Ravage here? No. They burst down the
Radiant's middle
tide.
tower
Good
is under
gank from
attack.
CSW. But now they may pay for it. Tootie, he gets silenced. He goes down right away. Musica, he gets stunned up.
Dire's
And
top tower
they
is
are
under
definitely going
attack.
to pay for some of this here.
Radiant's
Witch Doctor
bottom
throws out the
tower
ultimate.
is under
Mushi
attack.
comes in, gets stunned under the tower. Song of the Siren keeps him alive. And
Ignite
Mushi,
damage will kill him, though.
yeah, will it? No, woohoo, just barely lives. And now they get the kill on Lion and Razor. Risk. He's stuck inside of the net. It's a triple kill for KYXY, and it looks like it's soon to be an Ultra. Stun onto Kenshi, and there you go. KYXY with an Ultra kill at the 13-minute mark.
Yikes.
This is just...
Yeah.
oh.
Mushi using the ball lightning there to dodge ignite damage proc, saving his life, which is a nice little play. I mean, nothing too crazy, but yeah, KYXY getting an ultra kill there. That's his relic, and this is going to be 15-minute radiance, maybe 16, either way.
Radiant's top tower
looking
is
great.
under attack.
And this is kind of where I look at this Void's Handamitis and think, did you really want to go late game against a Mushi Storm and a KYXY Naga?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think it's. I think the main problem with the Void isn't so much his item build, just that there were no ganks coming his mid lane. Like what I was trying to say before with Noob, it's like they'd draft either a Skywrath or Mirana, some hero that can guarantee, like as soon as Void hits 6, he gets a kill with Chronosphere. This draft, Ogre Lion, like these heroes can't really back up a Chronosphere or do much. They were kind of Lion needs level 6, which takes forever. You need supports which can be level 2, level 3, and get a kill with Chronosphere.
That is the big problem with these two supports. And now that they've lost control of the map, I mean, Ogre's level 4. Lion's level 5. You look at the Dire side, and you got a level 8 Witch Doctor doubling the Ogre and even a level 7 Skywrath. So there's just a huge disparity there where, you know, you've got Mystic Flare on one side and no Finger of Death on the other. Gee, I wonder who's going to win these team fights, you know? One team just does a lot more damage. Here's a smoke rotation. Speak of the Devil, Malaysia. Ready to come in and just drop the hammer on this Void. And they've got plenty of silence to do it. Mystic Flare, Mushi goes in, and yeah, he gets stunned up now by the Witch Doctor. The Soul Burn should be enough to bring him down. They get an easy kill on the Void, and this cast is bouncing all over the place. Tootie gets slowed down. They won't pursue hard for it, and looks like they'll be satisfied just to get a quick pick on that no-face Void.
Radiant's top tower
And
is under
100
attack.
gold to KYXY's Radiance. That's the backup plan, and Malaysia don't even need it. They can just fight with this Naga Siren if they want to.
Yeah.
That's how well Naga's doing.
That is for sure. Now the Blink Dagger's up on Ohio's Tide, so he's got some longer range about him. Musica, how you doing, buddy? Looking for some
Radiant's
power
bottom
treads,
tower
but yeah, it's
is
a rough
under
life for
attack.
this Razor, who still hasn't taken his ultimate. It's a little peculiar.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Would it normally
Radiant's
like
bottom
level 8,
tower
level
is
9, like
under
max the
attack.
plasma field and you want a couple points in static link, but
Yeah, I mean, Unstable Current's good, but I don't know how you can really make a case that that second point in Unstable Current is better than that first point in the ultimate. Eye of the Storm is pretty damn useful.
you can even just use to farm newts.
Yeah.
Get that farm efficiency, but
Well, smoke rotation now from CSW.
Radiant's
KP
bottom tower
has his
is
Mask of
under
Madness.
attack.
No treads, though, just on brown boots. So this Void's still not really too scary in
Radiant's bottom
terms of
tower
damage
has
output.
fallen.
And Naga gets a tower kill here in the bottom lane. Gets a tier 2, easy pickoff.
Dire's top
Jeez.
tower is under attack.
Doesn't get the last hit, but it is the
Yeah.
result of KYXY pushing.
CSW just they're going big, going for broke here at top lane.
Yeah, they find Witch Doctor a solo
Radiant's
chrono
middle
for
tower
just the
is
Witch
under
Doctor.
attack.
I don't know that that's worth it. Mushi comes zipping in. They get the silence on Godot. And They'll be able to bring down the line real quickly. Now Tootie, he gets Mystic Flared, and they make it a 1 for 2, and the Chrono's on cooldown. That's a huge win for the Dire.
That's about all they can do with the Chronos here is kill like a support maybe. I guess if you caught Mushin and had the backup damage now, you can maybe get a kill with the Puck Orb, Fire Blast, Line Impale. Line actually hits level 6, so we will see Finger of Death coming into play. But it just feels like it's going to be too little too late.
Yeah, and Ogre's still only 5, so no multicast out quite yet.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, at this rate,
is under
KYXY
attack.
after this tower, he'll find himself some
Radiant
DOTs,
structures are
move into that
fortified.
Yasha, start slithering around nice and quick. I mean, already just about to break 10K on net worth. Leading farmers on CSW are shy of 6K right now, and that is
Radiant's top
a
tower
startling
has fallen.
disparity for sure.
Yep.
Naga also now level 11, so that ultimate gets on the shorter cooldown. There's very little going CSW's way at this point. I mean, is this one of these games that it's kind of over-ish? I don't think it's insurmountable quite yet, but it's pretty damn close. 10,000 gold, 7,500 experience.
They have ways of killing the Storm Spirit is the good news, so like that, as far as the rubber band effect goes, potential is there. It's not like they've got a bad late game. Like Void Razor is a really good duo, the Puck with the Blink Silence, but Mushi maybe goes BKB next if he wants to be really safe. Or you can just go for like a more snowbally item like a Bloodstone. So I think they have the potential to find some big kills and start turning things around as far as gold goes, but as far as the Naga Siren, I don't know if they have an answer for the Naga. That's going to be the big issue.
Yeah, we see sort of an interesting position here from Malaysia. Puck orbs aggressively. Maybe that's the opening they were waiting for. They find Risk, hit him with a net, and, well, see you later, Ogre. Enjoy that
Radiant's
Singleton
top tower
Fire
is under
Blast.
attack.
And, yep, easy pick off there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah. The CSW let's fall back to high ground strategy, or at least time of the game.
Yep, only 2 outer towers remaining, soon to be 1. They've already popped the glyph, and
Radiant's top
Kenshi,
tower
man,
is
he's just
under
doing some
attack.
serious sustain. He does grab a point in Maledict here, rather than finishing off the cast. That is very
Radiant's top
interesting.
tower
He got
has
this
fallen.
3-3-1.
He got this a while ago. 'Cause
Oh,
I remember
did he?
seeing him
Okay.
use it on the Puck when he was like level 4 or
Radiant's
level 5.
middle tower
This
is
is a
under attack.
peculiar build, though. You'll see Witch Doctors almost always prioritize cast, just because you get 2
Yeah.
extra bounce. I mean, this is one of those abilities that is just the obvious skill, but okay.
Double
Some
damage.
extra faith in the Voodoo Restoration, I guess. Frankly, it doesn't really matter.
No.
They're ahead because of a lot of other reasons, but it is just a little peculiar to see Cask not maxed out.
Malaysia. It will be BKB for Mushi, so probably just looking at this and thinking, well, the one way we're going to lose this game is if they do kill me a few times and get a shit ton of gold from that.
6-0 and 8. That's a
Yeah.
pretty solid streak there. There's also a gem now on the Tide, so
They're
map
just-
control.
They're going to check for a ward up here. Oh, yeah.
The-
They'll reward
The
themselves.
wards for CSW are surprisingly aggressive right now because they got 1 here on the high ground, 1 up here. 3 wards down, but they're just not giving them any useful intel
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
very, very bad wards right now. I mean,
Especially
maybe
this one up here. I mean, were they planning on pushing this tier 2 tower anytime soon?
it was
Like,
only planted like 2 minutes ago as well, so I don't even know who went over there to plant that.
that is
When were
weird.
they on that side of the map?
That's a risk ward. So
Okay.
I don't know when he's taking some risk by going over there. I mean, jeez.
Touche.
We'll hold that thought though. Hey, speak of the devil, Ogre, they even death ward that guy. Oh, what a sad Ogre. Oh, it's a missed chrono. The Ravage will come through. Does a little bit of work there. They get the kill on the Lion. Now Musica in some trouble. Ensnare into Mystic Flare. That'll be enough to bring down the Lightning Revenant. And that's a quick 3-0 as KYXY joins the Monster Kill Streak Club.
It's the monster match.
That was a sad
middle tower
Chronosphere,
is
though.
under attack.
He might not have a face, but he can still cry.
Radiant's middle
we'll cry
tower
for him.
has fallen.
So, Malaysia probably don't really care about pushing higher ground. They can if they want. They don't have to if they don't want. And it's going to be easier just to fall back and get another couple of items and wait till they're well and truly ready to start breaching high ground. The Manta on KYXY's can be purchased. Mushi's BKB just 1,300 away.
Yeah, things looking good, just in general. Will he go Manta on the Naga? 3,000 gold? Yeah,
He should.
probably.
Yeah, it's more illusions, more pushing power. It's good. Courier
It's
just in
good.
use.
Yep. And Kenshi, I think you mentioned working on an Eggs. He's got a point booster. He's getting there. Radiant item progression. It's just not there. Musica, I guess, looking towards a BKB, but he's still looking.
I mean, right now it's not even like item progression, they need level progression. The support's at level 6, but It's still like no level 4 Impale, no level 4 Fire Blast.
Oh boy, Radiant Jungle, they find KP. The silences are what's just tearing apart CSW. Now 2D comes in, gives them a taste of their own medicine, hits them with a silence, coil on 2, but Storm just does not care. Brings down the Lion, now they get the kill on the Ogre. 2D will be able to TP out, but they just walk through, hit him with a silence, and what can CSW do? I mean, KP was just done for.
So Naga will be healing up and then maybe TPing in, ready to break high ground. With Manta and Mirror Illusions, there's going to be a lot of pushing potential.
Yeah, it feels like Malaysia just kind of playing with their food before they eat it at this point. They have such a lead that they can just invade the jungle, kind of slowly tighten the noose. They could run up the base. They can do kind of whatever they want. I'm a little surprised they haven't gone for Roshan yet, though.
They haven't got the best Roche lineup. I guess they probably feel it's not worth the time it takes. Like, they can farm faster in the lanes and jungle. Like, Roche is inefficient for their item progression, but it's obviously good. They get the Aegis, they can break high ground.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of room to grow as far as items for Malaysia, and that's where I think pushing high ground now actually isn't exactly a good idea. So, despite the fact they're really far ahead and I don't see them losing this game, it's just like they can't push high ground yet just because of how Dota is.
Yeah.
Dota 2.
Well, when you got a Naga who's just shoving illusions into the base, farming up all the lanes, you're in no hurry, and for good. I mean, look at KYXY's net worth, 16,000. Even Mushi, who's having a great game, safe lane farm, is only at 10.6k. That's just how much space KYXY has had in the past 20 minutes.
He's more than double Void.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty disgusting how much he's farming, and this is the one good thing for CSW here is that Naga pushing in the lanes means that they have creeps to farm close to their base, so they are able to get some less hits. Here you see 2D will get a big wave coming down bottom, but it just doesn't compare compared to what Malaysia are able to do around the map. They will bring down Roche, and Storm Spirit, one of the best Aegis carriers in the game. That'll give Mushi a second life.
Yep. The only item coming CSW's way is the Razor BKB, and it helps a little against the Storm, nuke damage, the Tide, Ravage, but there's Death Ward, there's Naga Illusions, there's Ensnare. Like, it's not even going to be out by the way for this push. So Razor's still about 1,000 short.
All right. It could be the final fight of the game coming up here. CSW, they need to hold this. How fast 2D goes down. Oh, the Fairy Dragon, he just gets obliterated. Now Musica stealing some damage from Mushi. Godot will miss the Earth Spike. Mushi BKB on, just hops forward. He's a little low on mana and will be forced back, but right now just making some space.
First kill's good, second one was a bit greedy and unnecessary. Didn't have the mana, didn't have the Orchid, so.
Radiant Glyph comes out just about right away. Illusion's coming in. And just squishing them up. I mean, look at this. This is just illusion.
Oh, the illusions juked the Impale. He's almost going to kill Godot the Fountain. Well, that was a nice illusion micro. He dodged an Impale with the illusion.
That sums up this game.
Yeah.
24 minutes. Lion just dying to Naga.
They're going for the Ravage now. They're like, yeah, may as well.
Do it, Ohio. This is you. There's your Ravage. Connects on all that are alive. Faceless Void and McGee get juiced. And that'll be the demoralizing Ravage that forces out the GGs. CSW will call it, and Malaysia take a very dominant win here in Game 2. And, well, that'll be the end of the road for the Aussies, and Malaysia, they'll move forward in the lower bracket here for the Summit 2 SEA playoff.
Yeah, definitely the Malaysia we expected to show up. I expected this Malaysia to show up yesterday, but I think it's good. KYXY back in a core role, that's just, to me, a no-brainer when you've got such a talented solo player in your team. I was shocked to see him playing support yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll get you a little lawn gnome there for good measure, gods. Quality stuff from Coddle Guy. So, not so much else to say about this game. You had 3 heroes with perfect performances. Mushi 12-0 and 14. KYXY 10-0, 10. And even Net 4-0, 14. I mean, just an absolutely dominant 3-30. I guess the dream was real at some point in that game.
And even like some of those skills, like the Ohio killing the Tide at the top lane at the tier 1 tower. Like if he got a better time Kraken Shell, he would have got the Ravage off.
Yeah.
It was just like RNG was against him.
Yeah.
So,
well, good stuff for Team Malaysia. Coming up next, we're going to have a long break. We've got like an hour and a half, hour 40 or so until our next series. And our second series will be... Oop, that's not the right tab. What do we have coming up? Oh, yeah, Invasion versus First Departure, the winners bracket finals. So the winner of this next best of 3 will be secured in the grand finals, have a pretty good chance. And scheduled to start at 5:30 a.m. here on the Pacific Coast. So I don't know what that is, SGT. That's
9:30 p.m.
So yeah, 21:30.
Yep.
So all right, Invasion versus FD up next.
Should be a good game. I think it'll be a very close series.
Yeah, if it ends up being 2 games, I'll be surprised.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
so thanks for joining us, folks. I'm Ziori, that's Gods, and we'll be back after a long break for the conclusion of today's playoff coverage for the Summit 2 by G2A.com.